What's up, boys? Taking a look at some more NFL player props in today's video. We had a great day for NBA, by the way, yesterday with a 6-0 sweep over on the Patreon. I'll talk more about that in a second here, but I have an NFL player prop for you guys in today's video, and I also have an NBA video coming later today. But I have a player prop that I'm finding pretty damn good value on today's slate over on PrizePicks. However, this prop is also on other player prop websites out there and also sportsbooks if you guys are interested in that. If you guys are not on PrizePicks, I highly recommend joining. Use my code DOMG when you guys sign up. You guys get a 100% deposit match up to $100 when you guys sign up using my promo code DOMG. If you guys deposit $60, you guys will get $120 total to go ahead and play with the other $60 in promo funds. If you guys use my code, must be 18 years or older, available in most states and most of Canada. And we're going to try to make this intro nice and short for you guys today, but just finally, before we hop into the prop, the Patreon is available. Again, we had a 6-0 sweep yesterday for NBA over on the Patreon. It was a great day yesterday. We found a prop that was a minus 170 odds that we smashed. It was under 3.5 rebounds. He had a whole 0 rebounds, so that absolutely smashed. But NFL, NBA, and all sports, $10.99. NBA is $11.99 and $15.99 for all sports. You guys will get access to every single one of my plays. They will be ranked by confidence level, and they will also have full write-ups. So if you guys are looking for that, that is available. Link is down in the description below. We are now up to 256 members, by the way, which is insane. 256 members. You guys are crazy. Seriously, do appreciate you guys. But we are 6-0-1 on the Sunday top play for NFL. So if you guys are interested in that, the link is down in the description below. And finally, just make sure you guys leave a like on the video and subscribe with those post notifications on so you guys do not miss future NFL and NBA videos. Now let's finally hop in. We're over on PrizePicks. We're taking a look at the pass attempts category, and I'm going with Tom Brady over 38.5 pass attempts. So let's take a look here at Tom Brady over 38.5 passing attempts here against the Baltimore Ravens. He's actually hit this in 5 straight games, but that's not the only reason I like this prop. Let me explain. You guys, I'm going to give you guys the reasoning. You guys decide if you guys want to play it or not. Tail your own risk. Look into these more on your own. But this is one of my props that I'm running with tonight here. So Tom Brady over 38.5 passing attempts here. So it's a minus 135. He's hit this in 5 straight games, like I've said. And Baltimore ranks 5th in passing attempts allowed per game so far this season. So I'm going to show you guys this more in depth here. But minus 135 odds is pretty damn good odds, I will say. So Tom Brady obviously going to be starting at quarterback here against the Baltimore Ravens. He will be at home. It is a 2-point spread. The line is minus 125 for Tampa Bay, and the over-under is at 46. So it's pretty solid, pretty much all around. Over-under 46 is not too terrible, really, at all. But as you guys can see here, you guys can take a look at what he's been doing the entire season so far. So he's had 49, 40, 52, 52, and 42 in his last 5 games here with his passing attempts. However, he missed in the first 2 games of the season with 34 and 27. But since then, I mean, he had 49 passing attempts against Carolina, although they were playing from behind against Carolina somehow. I don't know how they got blown out that bad. I'm really surprised by that still. But we'll see if they can bounce back here. Hopefully he is, I guess, pretty much playing from behind in this game, even though it is a 2-point spread. I think that will be a pretty good battle. Hopefully it's a good Thursday night football game. I'm really hoping. But this is what his game looks like in his career. If you guys want to date it back to last season, against the Jets, he had 50. Against the Saints, he had 48, 46 against Buffalo. You can take a look at all those different passing attempts. But this is what I want to take a look at here. It is NFL team opponent pass attempts per game. And if you guys take a look here at 2022 in this season, Baltimore has allowed the 5th most passing attempts per game at 38 pass attempts per game. So I'm liking the spot a lot here for him to go over his passing attempts against Baltimore. I got pretty good odds here, minus 135. He's hit this in 5 straight. It's a pretty good matchup, it seems. There isn't really a reason for me to go under or fade it. So I'm playing Tom Brady over 30.5 passing attempts. You guys can decide if you guys want to play it or not. But let's take a look at some other player props here. So a couple other player props that I've been a little bit interested in. I'm obviously not going to, I can't give you guys a pair, unfortunately, because it's a short slate. I will be giving you guys pairs on NBA big slates, and I also be giving you guys pairs when it comes to Sundays. So, but when it's a short slate like this, I obviously have to save plays for the Patreon. I want to give them some value, of course, for my plays rather than giving them all to YouTube, if that kind of makes sense. So anyways, Lamar Jackson, 9.5 rushing attempts here is definitely a little bit of value. I believe he's a minus 130 to go over 9.5 rushing attempts. He's had 10, 7, 12, 11, and 11 in the past 5 games here. So only game he went under was against the Giants right there. We'll see if Tampa can stop the rushing Lamar from coming out here. But it's a definitely decent look here. I'm not, I'm not opposed to playing this here, but I personally am not at the moment, at least. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind a little bit later. But let's go ahead and take a look at Lamar Jackson game log rushing. So Lamar Jackson game log rushing here, you guys can see all of his attempts so far this season. So he's only gone under this 3 times this season, it looks like. So 5, No, 4 out of 3 this, or 4 out of 7 so far this year, 10, 12, 11, 11, and then 7, 9, and 6. So, you know, he's been under this 3 times so far this season. I'm still liking the spot for this, though, at a minus 130. So it's definitely a pretty solid look still for his rushing attempts against Tampa Bay. We'll see, though, what Tampa can scheme up against him and his running game, though. Fournette is at 13 rushing attempts right there. He's been all over the place. I don't really want to touch Fournette tonight. I'm definitely looking for receiving props to come on the board, though, for the Ravens. I'm assuming there's just questionables for the Ravens. Yeah, Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews. Pretty sure Mark Andrews is going to play. But the reason we don't have reception props on the board is, I believe, because of Rashad Bateman, if I had to guess. That's probably why I'm assuming, but they do have receiving yards on the board for Bateman and Mark Andrews, but I think they'll both play. I could be wrong, but I think both of them may play, especially Mark Andrews for sure. I think he'll probably play, but that's why I haven't put reception props on the board. But for some reason, they have receiving yards on the board. I don't know what's going on with that. Rashad White, I've seen some people interested in Rashad White a little bit. Personally, I'm not very interested in Rashad White, but maybe that's just me. I usually like Tom Brady's running back receiving overs, but he kind of sold, even with Tom Brady having that many pass attempts. He had 49 pass attempts with 32 completions last week, and he only had 7 receiving yards. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of that one right there, I will say, with the 7 against Carolina. So that's why I'm not personally playing Fournette. If the hit rate looked a little bit better, I'd probably think about playing the receiving yards, but I'm just going to kind of stay away from that one. No harm in fading that, I guess, right there. But those are some props I'm interested in. You guys have passing yards with Tom Brady, 280.5 right there. You have Lamar Jackson at 210. He has actually not hit this in 4 straight games. Tampa Bay is usually a tougher defense, but I believe they've been a little bit easier so far this season when it comes to passing yards. A lot of people have loved to still think that they're a pretty, like a top-tier defense. I'm not saying they're not a top-tier defense, because they definitely are, but they just have not been the same as past seasons. You got Kyler Murray here. You know, Kyler Murray's under right here. Maybe a little bit interesting with Call of Duty coming out tomorrow, so, you know, we'll see if Kyler Murray is gonna go over those 250 passing yards with Call of Duty coming out. We'll see, man. Just jokes, but all right. Ryan Suckup here, 1.5 field goals made. I will say I was interested in Justin Tucker's fantasy score, but if you take a look, so Tucker's fantasy score, it's a great look, man. You guys can see right here, 13, 8, 16, 11, and 9. I was definitely interested in this, but if you take a look at how many kick attempts that or field goal attempts that the Buccaneers have allowed, they've only allowed 1 field goal attempt per game so far this season, which is insanely low. It's the second hardest field goal matchup, so that's why I'm not playing Tucker's fantasy score. Otherwise, that's a pretty good look. I believe the Ravens are like 10th when it comes to field goals. So I'm not really playing anything field goals. I've seen some people like some field goals. I like Suckup a lot too. I think he can definitely go over, but I'm personally not playing him at the moment, at least. I'm just really waiting for those receivers, or those Ravens receiver reception props to go on the board. That's where I usually like to, I guess, say I thrive, is the receiving props, the receptions. I love my reception props. I usually love my tackle plus assist props as well, but I haven't really found anything that super interested me. Jamel Dean is an interesting look at 4 tackle plus assists. Before last week, he hit in like 5 straight games or something like that, so he's an interesting look. It's like plus 115 though to go over 4.5 tackle plus assists, so nothing too crazy right there. He did not make my list at the moment, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this slate right here. So I have more plays available over on the Patreon. More plays will be added today, so if you guys are interested, the link is down in the description below for my Patreon, and also the PrizePicks link is down there as well. Must be 18 years old or available in most states and most of Canada. Use my code DOMG. Patreon up to now 256 members, which is insane. Seriously do appreciate you guys. NBA video coming pretty much right after this, so have those post notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.